Hey Spotheads! On today's Toy Spot we're going to be having a look at Iron Man Iron Monger with Super Fist Smash. Oh! If we have a look at the packaging now, obviously, I think you guys can see I've already opened this up. I figured I'd throw it back in the packaging though, so I can give you guys a full detailed review. I actually was a big fan of the packaging on the Iron Man figures. Movie line toys, they seem to spend a little bit more on the packaging than they would on other figures, and I think the Iron Man with the top there, kind of a city scene in the background, a nice use of the red there. I think it works. I think it works pretty good for the packaging. On the back of the packaging, it says, driven to heroism by personal tragedy, billionaire industrialist Tony Stark resolves to change the world, becoming the invincible Iron Man. There's other figures in this wave. There is the Iron Monger, of course, that I'm reviewing. There's Iron Man Mark III. There's Iron Man Stealth Operations Suit, or War Machine, if you really want to get a War Machine figure. There's Iron Man Mark II. So this was the Iron Man costume just before he gave it the paint scheme. There is the Iron Monger, not to be confused with this Iron Monger. This Iron Monger has the opening cockpit. There's the Iron Man Mark I, and then there's the Tony Stark Iron Man prototype. And the only one I didn't really pick up was this one right here. I didn't end up seeing it in the store. I kind of acted late when I picked up these figures. The movie had already been in theaters for a while, and I just happened to pick these guys up later when they started marking them down. But I'm really glad to have picked them up. I'm really happy with the look of the figures. But we're gonna get this guy opened up, and we will get a closer look at Iron Monger. So stay tuned, guys. And now that we have Iron Monger out of his packaging, we can get a closer look at the figure. Before I actually do a detail on the figure itself, one thing I have to mention, as my voice went out of camera there, one thing I have to mention though is that this is actually the second release of this figure. This figure initially, if you look at the packaging here, I remember even seeing these in the stores, that the initial packaging had the red core light, and then the second release figure was released with a blue core light. If you've watched the movie and you're a stickler for detail like I am, you definitely would pick up the second wave and not the initial wave Iron Monger, just because in the movie he actually has the same blue light that Iron Man has. He doesn't have a red light. So again, if you're a stickler for detail, you probably would want to go with the blue light Iron Monger. Aside from that though, the figure is the exact same. If we have a look at the close-up detailing of Iron Monger, sports pretty much the exact same look as the initial concept Iron Man. Same mask and everything else. And in the movie, for hopefully everybody's seen Iron Man. If you haven't, I would say you need to go and watch it. It's an awesome movie. In fact, I put Iron Man, I think, in my top... I think I did. I put it in my top 10 favorite comic book movies of all time. It definitely an awesome movie. But in the movie, I think Jebediah Stane, something like that. Jeff Bridges actually played Iron Monger. Well, he didn't play Iron Monger. He played what he would eventually become Iron Monger at the end of the movie. But I think Jeff Bridges being part of the cast definitely made the movie that much better. I can't think of very many movies Jeff Bridges has been in that the movie hasn't been good. But if we get a nice look detailing of the figure itself, I mean it looks like Iron Monger, and it's a substantially large figure, and it's not small or anything like that. In the way of his articulation, he has articulation in the head. He has a ball joint in the head. He has articulation in the shoulders, although it kind of lends itself to the gimmick. He has a swivel in his bicep, if you can call it that, a joint in his elbow, and he also has a rotation in the wrist. There is also articulation in the waist, but as you can see, the waist the waist is linked to its gimmick, and the idea is you can rotate the waist and he moves his arms. He also has a joint in his leg, although it doesn't seem like it does a lot, and again, the only reason why is you can either turn at the waist or you can squeeze at his legs and have an even sillier gimmick. If anything, I don't know why they just didn't leave the leg aspect of it off and give him articulation in the legs, and then just have you rotate the waist to get his arms to move. He also has articulation in the knee and also in the foot. So despite the fact that he has this terrible gimmick, it doesn't ruin too much of the articulation. He still has a pretty good articulation. As you can see, lots of detailing. He's got the guns and everything else in there as well. But definitely worth picking up. Finding them nowadays might be a little harder. I picked mine up near the end of the toy run. It seems as though they are releasing Iron Monger yet again. Whether it's going to be in the movie accurate colors or they're going to release it as a red repaint or a Hulk battle Iron Man repaint, I don't know, but I know they are releasing this mold once again. So if you missed your chance to get it the last time, you'll probably still be able to pick it up. If not, eBay might be your best bet. You might even be able to find it still at Walmart's in like the markdown areas. But definitely worth picking up though. That was a toy spot on the Iron Man motion picture Iron Monger. Now this is once again is the blue second wave. But I hope that hit the spot, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.